right, Nicole, I'm so excited to speak with you today, and thank you so much for offering to be a testimonial. As I know that you wrapped up the accelerator program and had gone through Happily Hired formula and all of my systems. And so I want to just have you introduce yourself, if you don't mind sharing a little bit about yourself in terms of your professional background.
Sure. So my name is Nicole. I'm in the digital transformation space. So my primary role is to partner with clients and find ways to make things more efficient through automation and AI.
Very cool. It's so technical. I love it. So, Nicole, I know that when you reached out, you were hitting a certain plateau in your job search. So do you mind kind of just opening up and sharing, like, first off, how did you come across me and what got you reaching out and what was really going through your mind as you were looking for a career coach?
Sure. So I was at a point in my career where I knew I needed to move on for many reasons. Career advancement was one, quality of life was another one that was equally as important. I needed something that was closer to my house because I was commuting into New York and my commute was 2 hours plus. So that was a toll on me.
Yeah.
I also wanted to work for a company that I really believed in their mission, and I really stood behind it. So I knew that was something else that I really needed to look for. So I had been looking for probably about a year, a little over a year, before I reached out. And I had worked with other career coaches in the past that weren't effective because I was going on interviews and I knew there was something that was missing because I was getting to the final round, but I wasn't getting selected. So I knew that there was something small that I needed to tweak. So how I ran across you is I was on Facebook and I received like a Facebook ad and it was talking about getting on a conference call and learning about how to get your dream job. So it sounded great to me. I said, well, I've got nothing to lose. So I joined the conference call and I just listened in. And after the call, I was really intrigued. And then I set up a one-on-one strategy and we talked about what was going wrong for me and then potential ways that I could improve maybe my interviewing skills, maybe clean up my resume or really make my LinkedIn stand out so that I was getting the hits that I needed and getting the positive feedback. So that's what I did. And then I signed up and went through the program, the Happily Hired. And then I did the accelerator program when we had our chat sessions and weekly calls.
Yeah, no, I'm so excited, and it was such a pleasure working with you. I actually want to ask, because not very many people have had the experience of working with career coaches before, and just given that you've worked with multiple career coaches, can you share from your opinion how my approach, or we all have different styles, like how did I differ from the other career coaches and kind of what they were offering or how they supported you?
Okay, so the first career coach I went to, and it was more of a one-on-one session in person, but I felt like it was more of a therapy session. The career coach was very focused on how I was brought up, how I was raised, and my personal relationships with my family. She touched on my resume. She gave me tips on strong verbs and words to use to kind of make it look better. But that's as far as it went. And when I came out of the session with her, I didn't really feel like I got enough out of it. So a few months later, after continuing to fail in my job search, I reached out to another career coach who I met in person. We went through my resume. She helped me clean it up a bit. And then we had touch point calls where she would kind of give me interview feedback tips. Now, the tips she gave me were different from yours because at the time, there was a job that I was in the process of interviewing for, so we structured our sessions around that job. But she wanted me to write down as many questions as I thought they were going to ask and then structure my answers. So I felt that in my interviewing sessions with the company, I wasn't as personal. I was probably more robotic and structured because I was almost reciting what I thought they wanted to hear. So that didn't work out. And then a few months later, I came across, like I said, your Facebook post, and then I joined the call-in and decided to join the program. So how I thought your program is different, or how it differed and how it helped me, is because the one area that I needed to tweak was my personal brand and just being myself. I don't think I was myself before. I think I was too robotic, and I wasn't necessarily letting the interviewer know who I was as a person. And I think I was kind of putting up a cover, and I think they weren't able to connect with me. So maybe they thought I was too nervous, or I didn't feel, maybe I wasn't showing enough confidence when I was going on the interviews. So that's what you helped me with, basically making sure that I go in as myself, and I'm able to connect with the interviewers so that they know what kind of person I am.
Yeah, I know that was like one of the big tweaks, or small tweaks, but big change. And out of that, do you mind just kind of sharing like what you ended up walking away with by the end of our program?
Yes. So when I first met you and we went through my dream job and my dream company targets and whatnot, I knew that I wanted to go back into pharmaceuticals because I was in pharmaceuticals before, and I really felt, I really enjoyed the mission, and I really felt like I was making a difference, and I knew that's where I wanted to be. So I knew the companies I wanted to target, and I had a personal story with one of the companies, and what really helped me was when we went through my mock interview and when we had practiced some of my interviewing techniques on the weekly calls, being able to tie my personal story into the company's mission, I think was huge, because I had interviewed for a position. So I applied online, and they actually chose my resume and chose me for a final interview. I interviewed, and the interview panel really, really liked my personality. They were looking for a candidate with someone that had more of a VMware enterprise architecture build background, which I don't have. So they picked that person. However, during the feedback sessions, one of the interview panelists said, "Hey, wait a minute. We're doing this all wrong. We really need to think about Nicole, and she's someone I think would be a great person to be on my team." So it actually turned out to be a better fit for me, because the job that I'm doing right now is more aligned with my career goals and where I want to be. So it's more of a client relationship, client service leader role, as opposed to more on the technical side, which is a better fit for me. So at the end of our journey, I walked away with a job that was, my job right now is about 20 miles from my house. So my commute is
beautiful.
37 minutes. Yeah, not bad at all. I'm in New Jersey. I'm not commuting out into the city. I'm making 40,000 plus more than I was making at my other job. My rewards package is phenomenal. I have ample vacation time and holiday time. There's work-life balance, again, which is very important to me, and which was important to me when I first started looking for another position. And also the ability to move up into the company, and just the culture. My voice is heard now. So I can make improvements and help innovate. So that's a plus.
So good. It sounds like, I always talk about people should be able to design and to achieve their dream career or their dream life. And what you started off with in the beginning, this is what I was looking for. It really sounds like now it's tangible and you have it. And I'm just so proud of you. And yeah, I know that you came to me really wanting to not be the finalist, but the actual one that was picked. And it all worked out really beautifully in the end, because initially with that company, you were a finalist, but not chosen. But then you ended up having a position opened up for you, which is amazing. It's like everything is aligned. So Nicole, I guess last question is, because I know that you had apprehension going into this, which makes sense because you invested in so many other career coaches in the past and didn't really get the full result that you wanted. So for anyone else who's in a similar situation, or they're like, yeah, gosh, I'm just so stuck in my job search that I don't know if I should invest, or, I don't know what I'm really going to walk away with, what would you say to them, given that you were in those shoes before?
Yeah, so I was hesitant for a few reasons. I was hesitant because I've worked with 2 other coaches and didn't get the results that I wanted. I was hesitant because I said, okay, this program, I thought career coaching had to be something one-on-one in person or one-on-one over the phone. I didn't know that it could be effective if it was in a group setting or Slack or over email, whatnot. And then the other part was I said, wow, this is a big investment. My other coaches I paid hourly for, so it was structured differently. So I was hesitant. But what made me take that leap is I said, well, a new job is life-changing for me, and I need this. My life is so much better now because I have a new job. I can't even explain it. So in addition to being happy to go to work every day and being happy with what I'm doing, my home life is so much better. My health is better because I don't have the stress levels I used to have, and I know my blood pressure probably went back to normal. I can sleep now. I'm not getting up at 3:30 a.m. anymore.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I knew I needed to make a change, and I said the benefits of doing this are so great. I have to make the leap.
That's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, this could have been a podcast episode. I love it. Well, congratulations. And, it was such a pleasure working with you. And I see this energy shift in you, actually. Like, I see that you have much more energy. You sound and you look like a lot more vibrant. And that probably goes back to just the amount of hours you've gained not being in a car.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Nicole. Any final thoughts or words?
I would just encourage people to join, and you really have nothing to lose. And like I said, the benefits are so great. I mean, my life is so different now.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Nicole. And I'm going to go ahead and just end here.